Welcome back to the deep dive, where we try to get to the heart of complex ideas. We're continuing our Wisdom Unveiled series today, really diving into the world of Ibn Sina.
That's right.
This is segment 10 of 18. And if you were with us last time, you'll remember we started looking at the soul's journey with Salaman and Absal, its divine origins and, well, its complicated relationship with the physical world.
A fascinating allegory.
Absolutely. But before we jump in properly, just that quick note we need to make for you. This whole series is based on translations of conversations with prominent Iranian philosophers, Dr. Ibrahim Dinani, Dr. Esmail Manzouri Larijani.
Important voices.
Very. And, with any translation, especially with deep philosophy, some nuances might not come across perfectly. So we apologize if anything feels a bit off. And honestly, we really value your feedback on how we can make it clearer.
Yes, please do let us know.
Okay, so with that, today we're tackling something really foundational. The Nafs-e Natiqah, the rational soul. But it's so much more than just speaking, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Our goal today is to unpack what that really means for Ibn Sina, its limitless side, how it connects to divine grace, and what it tells us about, finding knowledge and even happiness. This is where it gets really interesting, I think.
Definitely.
So when we first hear rational soul, Nafs-e Natiqah, yeah, we think language, talking. Is that where Ibn Sina starts and ends, just the sounds we make?
Well, that's the immediate association, but Ibn Sina pushes us much, much further. For him, Natiqah isn't just about making sounds. I mean, animals make sounds. A parrot could even mimic our words, right?
Right.
But they don't have Natiqah in this deeper sense. For Ibn Sina, it's fundamentally about thought. It's about meaning mani. It's the faculty that lets us build meaning from words, but the meaning itself. The core idea that actually comes before the words. The words are just the vehicle.
Ah, okay. So, even if someone can't physically speak, or when we're just thinking quietly to ourselves, we're still using Natiqah. It's an internal thing.
Precisely. Exactly that. He talks about something called kalame nafsi, like an inner speech. Meanings exist inside our minds, these webs of understanding, even if we never say them out loud. And this links to a really powerful idea in his Risale-i-Tofa. He says, the rational faculty, quite Natiqah, in humans is not idle or dormant. It's never off the clock, never inactive.
Never. Even sleeping.
Even sleeping. Our capacity for thought, for awareness, it's continuous, always processing. Words, that they have limits, letters, sounds. But the world of meanings, the world of Natiqah, that's boundless, infinite.
Wow, infinite meaning.
And this idea of it never being idle, well, that points straight to its essence, awareness. Exactly. For Ibn Sina, Natiqah basically is awareness. It's not just something we switch on and off.
It is awareness.
Yes, and this awareness is always open infitah to the world outside. It's constantly receiving, always taking things in, never totally shut off, perpetually attentive.
Perpetually attentive. I like that. You used that really helpful analogy before about the face, how it holds the main portals of awareness. How does that connect here?
Right, the face analogy. Well, think about it. The face holds our eyes, ears, nose, tongue. 4 of the 5 main senses are right there.
Yeah.
They're the first entry points for awareness. The avenues of knowledge, manifid al-Aʿlā connecting us directly to the world. But you see, they just bring in raw data.
Right, just input.
Exactly. It's the intellect, the A'lā, that guides them. It interprets what they perceive, makes sense of it all. And the intellect itself, this is fascinating. Ibn Sina argues it doesn't have a physical spot. It's not in the brain cells, not like that.
Not physically located.
No. But it has an attachment to us, a taluk. Think of maybe a musician's skill. The music isn't in the instrument itself, right? But the skill is definitely attached to the musician. It manifests through the instrument. Our thoughts aren't just brain activity. They're something deeper, attached to our being, but not confined physically.
Attached but not confined. Okay, I think I get that.
So building from this idea of awareness and intellect, Ibn Sina points to 3 areas where human awareness really reaches its peak, where intellect shines.
Okay, what are they?
First, religion, din. True understanding of religious ideas, its truths, its ethics, that needs a high level of awareness. It's not just reciting things. A child, an animal, they can't really grasp the complexities. It requires that developed rational soul.
Makes sense. What's second?
Second is art, onar. Now think about animal art, a bee's hive, a spider's web. Amazing, yes, but it's instinctual, repetitive, unchanging.
Right, they don't suddenly try a new web design.
Exactly. But human art, it's dynamic, always changing, infinitely varied. An artist creates new expressions, explores new ideas, new feelings. That constant innovation shows a higher form of awareness, not just instinct. It's the Natiqah's creativity at work.
Constant creation. Okay.
Yeah.
And the third?
Third is philosophy, falsafa. And for Ibn Sina, this goes beyond just empirical science. Science uses experiments, observation, vital stuff, gives us knowledge of the physical, but philosophy looks higher. It asks about ultimate causes, about essences, about existence itself.
It's the big question.
The big questions. And he'd argue it's the intellect, the aql, that ultimately validates scientific findings. Experience gives data, but reason interprets it, gives it certainty, makes it knowledge.
So these three, religion, art, philosophy, they're not just subjects, they're like arenas where our highest awareness shows up and grows.
That's a great way to put it. Manifestations of our potential for knowing and creating. And this leads us to another absolutely critical distinction he makes, maybe one of his most transformative ideas.
Okay.
The difference between saying Goftan and what is said, Gofteh.
Chang versus what is said. Goftan and Gofteh.
Let's start with Gofteh, what is said. That's the actual words you spoke, the text you wrote, the finished thing, the product.
Yep.
Yes. Once it's out there, it's kind of finite. It's external to you, it has boundaries, a beginning and an end. Like a book, a lecture, an email, it's done, fixed.
Limited by its form.
Yeah.
Got it. So Gofteh is the artifact. But Goftan, the saying, that's different. Is it like the potential to speak or the action?
It's much more than potential. It is the action, but it's the continuous, never-ending action of the rational soul itself. It's limitless, eternal. It's profoundly tied to our true self, our non-physical essence.
Wow.
Your nafs, yourself, is Natiqah, and it is Goftan. It doesn't just do it. It is this unending expression, this continuous saying, our physical body, that's temporary, it fades. But this Goftan, it doesn't. Meaning itself, Ibn Sina says, flows from this eternal Goftan.
That's a huge shift. It makes the process, the ongoing act of thinking and being the real core, not just the finished thing.
Exactly. It challenges our modern focus on just the quantifiable output, doesn't it? The projects, the publications. He's saying the real internal value might be in the unending process itself, the journey of awareness.
So if Goftan is limitless, eternal, where does that infinitude come from? It has to connect to something bigger.
That's the crucial link. If it's infinite, it must connect to the ultimate, absolute infinite, God. Haq tabarak wa ta'ala. Our natiqah, our saying, our awareness. It's fundamentally plugged into the divine.
Ah, okay. So that connection is the source of its power, its boundless nature.
Absolutely. Ibn Sina is clear. The rational faculty works because of its connection to divine generosity and grace. Wafaizi ilahi. And it's not just us humans. God also speaks to everything he says.
How so?
Not in human words, but through the language of creation. The universe's design, the laws of nature, the complexity.
The order of things.
Yes, and the language of existence. Just the sheer fact that that's a divine communication. Our own speech, our Gofteh, is like an echo seda of a deeper inner call, netta, originating from that divine source. We're kind of like parrots, reflecting something much deeper within.
An echo of a deeper call. I like that.
And the real food for this soul, this Natiqah, it's the divine names, attributes like Alim, the all-knowing, Hakim, the all-wise, Kabir, the all-aware, Latif, the subtle, the gracious. Contemplating these, that's what nourishes and expands the soul.
Divine names as nourishment. That's a powerful image. It sounds like a path to growth, maybe even happiness. Which brings us to, well, what should we focus on? What should we strive for?
Exactly. And here Ibn Sina makes a statement that can sound, well, quite startling. He says something like, if a person becomes perfect in knowledge and awareness, agahi, even if there are shortcomings in good deeds, they will ultimately be saved.
Whoa, okay. Perfect awareness saves you, even with imperfect actions. That sounds radical.
It is radical. Now, it's not saying actions don't matter at all. Of course they do. But it's placing this profound emphasis on awareness as the absolute foundation. Without awareness, actions can be empty or even wrong. Awareness, he says, is the ruler over all. It's the guide.
So it's not just what you do, but the knowing behind it. Or maybe just the state of being aware. That's primary.
That seems to be the core idea. And in another work, Targhib Bar Doa, he gives hints on how to cultivate this. To become one of the Aʿlā, the friends of God, you have to arm oneself with divine names.
Arm yourself with them.
How? It involves purifying the heart, certainly. But crucially, he says to prioritize thought, fikr, over mere verbal remembrance, zikr. He warns strongly against dry remembrance, just repeating words without thinking, without internal attention.
Like going through the motions.
Yeah, exactly. He calls it lip service. Meaningless. True remembrance, for Ibn Sina, happens when thought, fiqh, and the words zikr are working together constantly. For fikr, deep, reflective thought has to lead. That turns remembrance into real internal attention, real awareness of the divine. It's about engaging your Natiqah, letting those divine names truly feed your soul.
So thought fuels remembrance, makes it real. Don't just say it, think it, know it.
That's the essence of it. It leads to that inner peace and deep understanding.
What an incredible, really mind-expanding journey today. Diving into Ibn Sina's Nafs-e Natiqah, we've gone way past just speaking, to see it as limitless thought, as awareness itself, this eternal saying, Goftan, connected to the divine, and then seeing how vital that deep knowledge and thoughtful awareness is for our spiritual path.
It really reframes things, doesn't it? And maybe just a final thought for you, for everyone listening, to take away. Ibn Sina's focus on continuous thought, on being nourished by those divine names, Alim, Hakim, Kabir, on awareness being key. It suggests a path, an active one.
Mm.
How can any of us actually cultivate that constant state of agahi, that deep fikr? Not just when meditating or praying, but when you're dealing with emails, commuting, living everyday life. How do we train our soul to resonate with those divine qualities? How do we learn to hear that eternal call inside, the nida, amidst all the noise and echoes, the sida of the world?
Tuning into the nida amidst the sida.
It's a profound challenge, really, integrating that awareness into every single moment.
That is a truly powerful and practical thought to end on. Thank you so much for guiding us through that. And thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Ibn Sina's philosophy. There is still so much more wisdom to uncover in our Wisdom Unveiled series.
Looking forward to it.
So please do join us for our next segment. Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep seeking that deeper wisdom.